All right, we back with Coach Kyle. With that
what's
finishing
up,
the
yo?
workout, man. How you feel, man?
Man, this is what we do, man. You know, I finished, completed my week. Feel good, enjoy my weekend. Man, I appreciate you coming down, man. I really do.
Been a minute, man, because you know, different job,
busy,
different schedule.
But you got kids too.
Yep.
So, you know, everybody don't understand. We got to take time off of things that we love and get to work in and whatnot. So, that's it. So, what you thought about the Devin Haney podcast that night?
Oh man, that's what I had to ask you about, Coach. Now let's really talk about that for real, because you know let's talk about last night. Then we'll go to the night before. But last night the topic was Tank doesn't need Devin Haney.
No.
Does
Tank need Devin Haney? No, he doesn't. To tell you the truth, if you remember in Floyd career, he talked about that. He spoke about that he's not he's a prize fighter. He fight for money. You know what I'm saying? You know, the belts are good, but when you look at the sanctioning fee and all that stuff on the belts, that's a lot of money and whatnot. And then in Devin's situation, he just won the belt. Gambosa wanted to get his opportunity to exercise his rights in the contract and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So they got to deal with that. Like I always say, Gervonta Davis just want to make his money and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? If the opportunity oppose itself, you get what I'm saying? You know, he got the right to make the decision that what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? He did say it out of his mouth that, you know, that time will happen. But when you sit down and look at the situation, somebody got to deal with Barbosa. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, rumor that okay, Tank and Haney do get a chance to fight. If they do get a chance to fight, that the winner would be Gambosa. For what? Unless he beat
the Gambosa, yeah,
Haney. Unless he beat him, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got to understand is everybody talk about when you take a loss like Lomachenko, he took his loss and set back. You know what I'm saying? But he worked his way back what?
To get himself back into position.
So that's how the game actually is. You know, the best fight, as far as on numbers, if we know how the number games work, is Ryan Garcia.
Is the Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, that's the best numbers because his numbers is live. It's real. It speaks for itself. You feel what I'm saying? That fight was been trying to be made for a while and whatnot.
You know, speaking of that, Coach, let's stop right there because Ryan was at Tank's fight.
That's the whole purpose. If anybody knows boxing, he's got to fight Fortuna. Fortuna's a southpaw fighter, about the same height as Tank. You know what I'm saying? Different type of dude, but he's a dangerous fight. It's a dangerous fight with less rewards, but he needed, right? He needed because of how he put himself in position of saying I'm gonna fight Tank. Fight could have been made. Nah, I'm gonna fight Pacquiao. Nah, I ain't gonna fight Pacquiao. So he got to clean that up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you look at Pretty Boy, Ron, he doing commercials. His popularity is big. You know what I'm saying? So it only makes $1 for them two to actually get together. You know what I'm saying?
Now, with that being said, Coach, if he comes off with a very impressive performance against Fondor, how much more of that interest will it be for the Ryan Tank?
That's going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, everybody still got to deal with their situation and whatnot. And then, again, Devin got the zone and Bob Burnett. You know what I'm saying? And
with the ESPN situation.
Yeah, they got to figure it out. So at the end of the day, I know it just ain't gonna happen overnight.
That's the part I was trying to figure out because, like you said, he has those still tied up with the Gambosa situation that we don't really know what the details of that.
Only them, and I know he's not gonna walk away unless he get a payday. And you know what I'm saying?
That was the whole reason to do
he was smart
to do the rematch.
Everybody was smart on their behalf. You know what I'm saying? The Haney team and the Gambosa team, they were smart. Look, okay, he beat me. I get a witch cut because if I don't see him doing anything different against Haney if they have a chance to fight again. You know, let me see.
Another thing that he didn't mention, I don't know if y'all mentioned or not because I didn't see that was let's say if they was to ever meet, is the 135 140 an issue for you?
No, we fight at 135.
Yeah, exactly. Because the reason
that Tank can make 130, He can't make 135, and he can't make 140.
No, the reason I asked that because it seemed like I don't know if he was pushing more towards the 140 than the 135 with Devin.
Oh, Devin, no, because Devin came out his mouth, or their team came out of their mouth that they was going to 140.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
It makes you think, okay, let me hurry and get the biggest fight that I can before I make another move. You get what I'm saying? So right now, it's a waiting game, it's a see game, you know. But like I said again, and I always look at Floyd situations and you know how he did things and whatnot. At this particular time in Tank life, he ain't been fighting champions and still selling out arenas. You get what I'm saying? And it's been good
and making
fights.
records.
And it's been good fights. It's been exciting. He's been giving his fan base what they asked for. And how would I sit there and say, he making niggas stars.
Exactly, because after you fight Tank, you getting all types of deals.
Who ever heard of some shit like that? You know, so again, it's making that weight class even lucrative than any other weight class out there. You with me? Y'all still got Cruz on the what you call it. You know what I'm saying? And then you got my man Rolly. You know what I'm saying? He's still out there. You know what I'm saying? So again, it have to make sense. All of it had to make sense because Tank is not taking no pay cut. I know that for sure.
I know that's right.
Yeah, he ain't taking no pay cut.
Now, with that being said, Coach, as far as playing out of the different fights that's coming up, does that all depending on where he lands or if he stays independent or sign back with Mayweather?
If you look at the logistics of everything, right, that dynamics works for us. It works for us.
That's good, man.
It works for us because, how would I sit there and say it's love there. You got Al. You know what I'm saying? You got Al. Al tells Tank, you do what you're supposed to do, sky's the limit. And I'm seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, if you go back to one of his interviews, he said, I don't care about Tank making the money, I care about the talent. You know what I'm saying? I always sit there and say, Al and Floyd is one and the same. Now Tank and Floyd is one and the same. Y'all don't understand what I meant by that. It's the way how they move. You know what I'm saying? And it have to make what's the benefits of how they're going to come out on top. Because at the end of the day, in that ring, it's a life-death situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I look at that shot Tank hit Rolly with, he didn't even throw it.
I was telling Coach Kenny that. Imagine if he would have put his full power behind that. That would have been bad.
The damage that he did with that was a focused Tank. And everybody said they say Tank was just looking for a one punch. He don't be looking for. I don't train that. I don't train that. You get what I'm saying? I train to hurt somebody. You gotta have something that actually gonna bring them people to the tables that want to watch you perform. You know what I'm saying? The difference between us, we got a city that enjoys what we're doing. Some people just don't go to Tank fights to see Tank. They come just to support us, support the city, support what we're doing. I see now when I travel, right, the world loves Tank. Yeah, I ain't say the city now, I say the world loves Tank.
Hell, my girls know Tank. They don't follow boxing, but they know when Tank fight.
I told you when Tank fought Gambosa in Atlanta, and I had to get the Tank, and I needed a ride because I accidentally put diesel gas in my van, and the girl said, "That little red boy, get in the car, let's go," and got me there to do what I had to do to get Tank ready for the Gambosa fight. So that shows something about his star status. You get what I'm saying?
To when you got introduced to Tank's daughter, he was like, "This is P-Pop."
Yo, when he called me Flesh Papa.
Oh, where was it?
It was Papa. That's
Papa. Papa.
That's
Papa.
And when he said what he said to me, you know, I'm just like, I'm really in this young man's life. You know what I'm saying? And just to hear that come from him, it meant a lot to me because I have been in his life. And I don't push him around. And I don't do none of my guys like that because I wasn't like that. My guys that taught me, my uncles and the people I put around me, they let me learn from my mistakes.
I was about to say, that was one of the things I heard Tank talking about one time, that you allow him to make the mistakes and grow.
You have to. I just don't make a mistake when you can't get back.
Oh, okay. That's important.
That's real. Because once you make a mistake you can't get back, you're done. but you're going to make mistakes because that's life. If everything was going good in your life, you ain't learning nothing. You know, like all the situations that he went through, he sit back and focus on them things, you know what I'm saying, to try to make himself a better person, because that's what makes you a better person. I tell everybody, no one gave us a manual, especially single fathers, how to be a father, unless he came up in the house where you got the mother and the father in the house, so you can actually see how it's supposed to be done. You get it? Some of us come through some serious trenches, man, that, you know, and some of us make it out of it. You know, I had money before. When I die, I can't take it with me. When I went to jail, I couldn't take my money with me. You know what I'm saying? So what I try to do is just make the best of what my Lord blessed me with. You know, and it's not too far left, not too far right. It's just right in the middle.
Now I gotta ask, going back to the podcast. Now Bill gonna be a special guest. It seems like he been on there damn near every night.
Cause know why Bill like to be on there? Because he get to talk his shit. You know, he know that it's wholesome. You know what I'm saying? And Kenny, you know, he see it. Bill see it.
You know, he's the only fighter in the sport who's going from city to city.
Selling out.
Selling out everywhere he go. That's the impact that he's having in the boxing community. He's slowly but surely crossing over in that mainstream world. And again, that's why he's the biggest attraction in the sport.
You know, I gotta ask this, you know, with him moving up to the 135, with the WBC making their announcement, making Devin Haney the champion and Lomo the franchise champion, do you see a head-on collision with Devin Haney in 2020?
Who knows? Who knows? What I can focus on is what I'm doing, and that's putting in Tank in the biggest fights and biggest events out there. Tank, I'm very comfortable with saying this. He beats any of them guys, any of the guys you name at 35. I'm not even concerned about it. When we put Tank in the ring with anybody, we're very confident that he's gonna come out on top.
Now, why have you, man? I gotta ask you about this young man right here, Jaleel Hackett.
Oh yeah. Oh, he got next. Oh, he got next. Right now, this young man, he's 16 years old.
Graduating early.
Graduating early. That just goes to show you the importance of education. And he's a great example of what that's all about. You know, he's going to have a very, very, very bright future. And we're just excited. You know, this is my guy right here. And like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot of him.